Hello everyone, it is I, the Soppiest Crowd, and welcome to another video. Today, we're gonna be ranking this series I really like called Fictional Characters Collide, FCC for short. They're gonna have 35 episodes this season, so I thought it would be fun to review each of the episodes every time 1/5 of the season comes out. I just thought that'd be a little interesting thing. I talked to the creator of the show, Demon, about it, and he was on board. So, Demon, Archer, the entire team, hope you enjoyed this video. This doesn't come out of a place of hate. I love every single episode. I just like some more than others. My opinion is not fact. It is subjective. And just to begin, if I'm not very good at this thing, so everyone who helped make an episode should hopefully be in the description. If I missed you, please tell me in the comments. Someone tell me in the comments. Text me on Discord. Do whatever you need to do. I hope you all enjoy this video. Enjoy. Spoilers ahead. To start this segment off, I just want to say there aren't really any bad episodes of FCC this season. Just ones that I favor over others. And it's sad for me to say, but Gru vs. Megamind is probably my least favorite so far. Not to say it's bad, of course. No. Honestly, from what we have here, it's pretty damn good. The pre-analysis is rock solid on both sides to display the feats perfectly for both characters. They even made me think Gru would win for a second, which, judging how I kind of always thought Megamind would win, it surprised me. Gru is my preferred character overall, which might surprise some more of you. But yeah, it almost swayed my opinion on the matchup. Seeing the predictions was nice, but really, it's the prediction side of this episode that kills it for me. The predictions are good. Everyone did a fine job. It's just, I forgot to submit one, so overall, a 0 out of 10 episode. I should have totally been in it. I just didn't have I'm joking. The conclusion was great. The pre-analysis was great. Everything was great. The predictions were great. It's just that it was a prediction episode that kind of drags it down a little bit. Like, it doesn't have any importance, personally, for me. It was really good. I enjoyed myself watching it. It was funny. But I feel certain matchups work best with an animation. And this is one of them. You know, there was one more prediction episode this season. Wonder where that will be. Anywho, on to the next one. Zits versus Garnet is pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, where should we start? The pre-analysis? Yeah. Alright, so I watched Garnet versus Goliath before this, which was Steven Universe versus Gargoyles. And I did not enjoy it. I personally did not like it. The pre-analysis was too long. It wasn't funny. But coming into this episode for a redo of a Garnet episode, it was much better. Everything was much more well handled in Garnet's pre-analysis. Battletoads came to the show. I love Battletoads. Sign me up whenever there's a Battletoad in mind. Garnet's awesome. And yeah, overall the pre-analysis was a huge improvement from her first episode. Zitz's was kind of meh, but Garnet's was great. The animation is absolutely insane. First off, just to start, I feel like Garnet isn't a character that has a lot to work with. So whenever I see a versus animation, I'm interested to see what they can do other than just pure strength, pure fisticuffs with Garnet. And while it is mainly fisticuffs, it's done in a very good way. They let her shoot her little arm thing off. I don't know what it's called. They let her jump around. But the only problem I really has is that sometimes it feels like Garnet is just standing there waiting until Zits comes in to get hit. Which, I don't know how I feel about it. It could be good, it could be bad. Depends on the day, you know, as it always does. Zits had a lot of cool moments. He used all the Battletoads abilities. It was just great. And the conclusion was solid. It explained why Zits lost. It explained some things in Battletoads that, you know, should probably be brought up. Like, you know, like, I think there's, like, planet level skin. I don't know. I don't know how high Battletoads got in this episode. I forgot to be 100%. But yeah, overall, I think it was a good episode and a well-deserved comeback for Garnet. Oh, but one other thing, I kind of didn't like how she was fighting Goliath in the beginning, as it kind of either makes me feel like she's already tuckered out, or Goliath wasn't much trouble, which I just don't know how to feel about.
Okay, I'm ready for this episode to end.
Oh, hey, what's that? Oh, it's the other prediction episode. Oh, wait, what was that? It was Jack. Oh my God, it was Travis touchdown versus Jack Kamen. What? Yo. Oh my God, I love this matchup. It's my favorite matchup of all time. I really enjoyed this episode. I'm not gonna lie, the first time I watched it, I was a little disappointed, but I think that's just because I was way too overhyped. Which is a very good thing for a versus show. You know, when you can get someone. There are so few matchups that would get me that hype. You know, like. But I actually screamed when this was announced. When these two. There were. Versus Universe also did this matchup. And these two episodes were announced within a week of each other and released within a week of each other. Probably not planned, but damn, that was so cool. But let's talk about FCC. Jack Kamen's analysis. Fire. Absolutely. It got the aesthetic of Mad World. Amazing. Mad World is one of my favorite, like, aesthetically pleasing experiences of all time. I loved it. And Travis Touchdowns was fine. I like the fourth wall breaking, some of it. Just not a lot of it. Yeah, Travis breaks the fourth wall, and I'm kind of mixed on it. I don't really love it. But Jack Kamen's analysis was absolutely amazing. The predictions were nice. I got to see my video prediction. I was like, oh my God, that's me. I'm talking, mom, that's me. I'm on a versus show. And I was actually really happy. And then the conclusion explained itself well. It basically explained, yeah, Jack stood no chance. But I mean, we already knew that. But overall, those are my thoughts on the episodes, just quick rambling off the top of my tongue. I really enjoyed it. You know, it's like Gru vs. Megamind, where I feel like it'd be better with animation. Just the difference here is I have a very strong connection to the matchup. Meanwhile, Gru vs. Megamind is just a matchup I think is really cool. So overall, like, 7 out of 10 episodes. Great job, guys. The name's Jack Kamen. I'm a known slayer. In Death Watch, I'm the #1 player. Oh, wait, we're supposed to move to the next. Oh, right. What was next on my sheet? Shadow the Hedgehog vs. Zero. I don't care about the matchup at all. Can a disdain for a matchup really judge an episode's quality? No. Okay, listen, let's see, what's a matchup I don't like from... I like a lot of matchups. Shoot, okay, it's not a very good example. Moving on. Shadow vs. Zero is just one of those in realities to me. Like, it makes sense, but it's really, the big thing is, I don't really care about either character. I know people love Zero. I know some people like Shadow, but I don't care for either. I think there are good Shadow matchups. I like Vincent Valentine. And Zero's even a good matchup. I just don't care. That shouldn't judge the episode's quality, though, which is good. The pre-analysis is good. Just Shadow's pre-analysis has some wacky editing, and I'm not going to lie, I can't remember anything else other than some of the wacky editing in Shadows. Other than that, it was good. The animation, though, One of the best this season, let me tell you. Well, so far. There are only 5 episodes this season, but let me just tell you, this is one of my favorite of those 5. It's just so clean. They use so much in such a short amount of time, 2 minutes. But I'm kind of disappointed they didn't use Super Shadow. And that's really what this episode is right now. I'm kind of disappointed, in a way. Like, I wasn't expecting much, and I got a lot of the stuff I did expect. Maybe it is my disdain, but I really don't like it. Like, the matchup, it's a great episode, amazing animation, good pre-analysis. Well, fine pre-analysis. Don't take that in the wrong way. It was a good pre-analysis. I'm just salty. I don't know. I don't know how to feel. It's good. Don't let me differentiate. Like, don't listen to my opinions, because it's good, and I don't know what my problem is with it. Don't listen to me. It's good. I don't know what my problem is. Season premieres are the most important thing. I kid you not, I will not watch a show past the premiere if I don't like the premiere. FCC's Season 3 premiere was really good. I've said before, I'm not really an analysis type of person. They don't really stick with me most of the time, but this one also didn't really. I just remember enjoying it a lot. It felt like they were analyzing both characters, and I was able to see how these characters align with each other, what the connections are through just the beginnings of each of their analyses, which I think is very good. The analysis made me just think very hard on who I thought was going to win, because honestly, I didn't know. I thought Deoxys would win, but then I thought Boros had this, and well, it all comes together in the animation. Just to start, Boros getting his armor destroyed in the very beginning, like by Deoxys just basically one-shotting it, I feel is just great. It shows not only like Boros immediately getting a power-up, but also Deoxys' pure power all at the same time. One of my favorite parts about this animation is that for a while, it feels like Deoxys is doing no serious damage. Well, it feels like every attack Boros does has a little more power than Deoxys' does, and that's half because of the sound design, half because maybe Boros has a voice, which it was amazing, but the way the animation's also great. And Deoxys only sometimes used Pokemon noises, but even then, it was all just great. I also find that Boros being pressured into going into his highest form, that's really where the feeling invincible, feeling like you have more strength than Deoxys really comes into play. Once again, back to the voice acting, just the script for this episode, there were a couple of times that I laughed out loud. There was a funny death battle reference that I'm trying to remember, but it has been a little while since I've watched the episode, so I'm so sorry for forgetting. I also find there was a moment sort of near the end where Boros was having like his whole villain monologue, and Deoxys just comes out of nowhere and hits him. Also, just look at the animation. It's on screen right now. They feel so powerful. And right here is a perfect showing with Boros constantly hitting Deoxys over and over again. It shows his pure power, Deoxys having to take defensive, and even when he's able to come back and go into a super form, Boros is just able to regenerate from it. I think that is awesome. And them going down into Earth and the battle progressing from there, you go from meteorites to Earth. And, before going to Earth, they also had an escalation of them fighting through space, which I thought was great. This battle is very good at playing to its characters' strengths. They know these characters well. Like, they know who Boros is. He's a conqueror, so he'll stop at nothing to, defeat him. And Deoxys is a Pokemon, so don't let them speak. And that's okay, well, you know what I mean. I'm not good at reviewing verses, if you can't tell. Honestly, I just really like this episode. I think it's really good. And overall, 9 out of 10. This is phenomenal. I feel like FCC is normally good, but they have so many amazing episodes at the same time. So maybe it's just an amazing show. Overall, 9 out of 10. Great episode. I know I gave my score, but oh my god, the escalation of this battle is just so damn good. Sorry, yeah, overall 9 out of 10. Once again, I just really love this episode. Post-analysis is great. Can't wait to see more like this.
Such power. I will end this now! Collapsing star! Roaring cannon! At last, a good fight.
By the way, that's my favorite death of the entire series. Good job. I am an avid enjoyer of Bleach. So whenever I see it on Versus, I am quite happy. Most of the time it's against Naruto, which, quite honestly, I have not watched. So it's always nice to see Bleach represented against another series. And that series being Full Metal Alchemist on FCC, I mean, it's Full Metal Alchemist, what else can you do? It's like hailed as one of the greatest series of all time. That being said, King Bradley versus Kenpachi was awesome. To start, I know I've said before, pre-analysis usually don't stick with me. But I just remember this one being fun. I remember just loving hearing Kenpachi brought up in verses. I just love hearing Bleach talked about. And Full Metal Alchemist, King Bradley's analysis was really great. To be honest, I thought they would scale him a bit higher, but that may just be me. But other than that, damn, I was blown away by this episode's analysis. If only I remembered it. I just remember really enjoying it. Now, onto the animation. Might I just say, this animation is, as the kids would say, clean as hell. Every movement is just so clean. Everything looks so clean. All the effects are awesome. The environment just looks amazing. This scene where they're just going back and forth looks awesome. It changes during the fight how the episode looks. Most of the time, it's the side view angle of both of them. But sometimes they switch to, like, here, right here. Kenpachi's, like, walking away, right? He's about to... This isn't a good point, but he's walking away. And then Bradley gets back up and is like, hell nah, right? It's awesome. And honestly, the fight feels very, very even. I feel like both get in a solid amount of blows and just everything feels great. And even though they didn't get a chance to have voice actors, Kenpachi still feels very in character. And while I can't speak for Bradley, he still feels, well, there isn't really much. Also, the sprites don't clash, which I was quite surprised by, to be honest, since they're two very different types of sprites. So I'm very happy they didn't clash. The track, Nameless Sins, is absolutely awesome. Seriously, I could gush about this episode for so long, but I do need to move on at some point to the number one slot. So I'll leave you with this. This is one of the best animated episodes of Fictional Characters Collide. And honestly, I'm hoping for some future episodes to be just as good, if not better. I mean, there are some coming up. If I'm allowed to, I'm just going to say here, there's D versus Alucard, which just with what Demon has said to me is going to be absolutely amazing. I cannot wait for some of these future episodes. I'll talk a bit more about them at the end. But for right now, let's move in to number one.
That's good. I love it. What a boring way for this to end.
Parasitic, symbiotic, symbiotic, parasite, parasitic, symbiotic, symbiotic, parasite. Oh, symbiotic, symbiotic. Oh yeah, number one. So, number one, Venom versus Shinichi, Marvel versus Parasite. If you would like to know, Shinichi is one of my all-time favorite protagonists of all times. Seeing Parasite alone in a versus show is marvelous, and most of the time it is Shinichi, and that's even greater. I absolutely love Parasite. It's one of my favorite things of all time. Let's just start talking since I have 7 minutes, I think, to talk. Just to start, the beginning of the fight where Migi and Shinichi are, I said that name wrong, sorry, are going out looking for these two senses of a parasitic being, that being Philia and Krona, who were in FCC in a previous season. Awesome to call back to previous episodes. I like how it's all connected. It's not all connected, but I like when episodes connect to each other. I think that's always interesting. Yeah, I'm just gonna talk. If I lose breath, I'm so sorry. Then they meet Venom and listen. Venom feels a bit out of character, but Shinichi is full on in character. I love it. Nemesis blood. How do I say that? I have no clue. Nemesis did a very good job portraying Shinichi. I loved it. Okay, literally every single line was pulled off so well. And it was just marvelous. I don't know who voiced Venom. For all I know, it could have been Nemesis again. It could have been Demon for all I know. But oh my god, this was insane. I would also just like to say, oh my god, Shinichi's sprites. Listen, Shinichi's sprites don't feel like they have a lot to work with, but they do everything they can. Oh my god, and all the callbacks to Parasite. Like right here, him catching the car is awesome. And he uses a rock, like in the series. I was like, oh, I know that part. I know that part. And I was like, oh my god, I know that part. And it was just awesome. I'm sure they have stuff in there for Venom like that. But listen, I care way more about Shinichi than Venom. I'm so sorry. But oh my god, this animation looks absolutely incredible. Huge shout out to, I believe, Huand made this, since you did an incredible job. Listen, just everything. And Venom used so many abilities. Okay, listen, Venom used his webbing. He didn't actually use that much webbing. Venom felt like his own character and not a Spider-Man villain. I'm not going to lie. And I loved that. He mainly used just everything. He used the webs, of course. He used all of his like black goo symbiotic stuff. You know, he used his web swinging. He actually did use quite a bit of web. He just felt so different. He felt like an R-rated character, if that makes sense. One thing I really love is that Shinichi feels like he's on the back foot for most of the fight, just from what I've seen. And I remember, he feels like he's on the back foot, but he's always able to, through his mind and through Migi, I'm so sorry, everyone, for I'm sorry. But through the help of those, his own mind and his parasitic friend, Migi, he's able to come up with new situations like The Rock. Migi is able to, oh my god. He's able to jump out of Shinichi's hand, and he's able to go inside Venom and hurt him from the inside. And he's able to, through all of his strategy, keep Venom, keep him guessing on what he's going to do next. But he's able to counter Venom, and Venom is able to counter him. And I love how all these abilities that were brought up in the pre-analysis, I don't even remember if I talked about it, but I'm going to talk about it again. The pre-analysis was great. I remember it. There was a parasite joke, and Demon thought Archer was a parasite, and that was awesome. I loved that. That's a joke I remember. I remember there was a Gangster's Paradise joke. That was okay. God, there's just so much to love. This entire animation, I don't know if it was But there's so much passion behind it, it feels. And it's 7 minutes long, okay? And I don't know how, like, that's amazing that you can get 7 minutes out of this, you know, like, but in that 7 minutes, it's able to encapsulate everything I wanted this fight to be. Shinichi is once again one of my favorite protagonists, maybe even one of my favorite characters, period. So seeing him on a show, even if he wins, even if he loses, seeing him on one of my favorite Versus shows just gives me so much life. The rundown, another thing about the analysis, the first time I ever watched this, I thought Shinichi's felt kind of short compared to Venom's. But no, they're about the same length, and on multiple rewatches, I became much happier. Oh, right there. Shoot, I missed it. Venom takes out Shinichi's eyes, but through the help of Migi. I'm so sorry that I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong every time. I probably am. He's able to pick up the rock, and like he's able to, with the help of Migi, find a way to beat Venom. It shows their partnership off very well. And I just really love this. Symbiotic Parasite. Best track. Sky, TGM. I love you. Okay. Final thoughts on the episode just before we finish up. Conclusion explained itself well. Man, I love this episode, and I hope more like these comes out. Also, the death scream. Okay, just get ready. Just get ready.
Your host failed as a symbiote, and now, melted in a way, we can finally... Now, on to the next meal.
I don't know. I don't know if that was Nemesis doing the death scream, but if it was, shout out, since that was absolutely incredible. Like, that was... I don't know if it was, but whoever did that death screen, I don't even know. That was just incredible. The death was also really great. Anywho, let's talk about some upcoming episodes. All Might versus Homelander. I like All Might and I like Homelander. They're both some S tier to A tier characters. I really like them. I just finished watching The Boys Diabolical, in fact. I know that was recent, so that probably won't be brought up in Homelander's analysis, but I still think it'd be interesting. To be 100% honest, I don't know who wins this one. I do, I don't know what they'll give Homelander. All Might's my preferred character overall, though, so rooting and betting All Might, why not? I honestly don't know. I was talking in the FCC server about this one. I just don't know. It's unique, but I know nothing about it. Great job. 10 out of 10. I don't like Shao Kahn. Yeah, that I like Thanos, though. Thanos is... especially MCU Thanos. I don't really care about comic Thanos that much, but MCU Thanos is very interesting. So, as long as I get to see him beat the absolute living crap out of Shao Kahn's stupid face, I'm happy.